What can I do for you? Go with honor.
Hello my friends and welcome to the stream tonight. Tonight we are here in the Arathi Blizzard Brawl. I've never actually done this brawl before, but I can say just from the get-go, this is pretty cool. Got a winter setting in Arathi Basin. I will be playing the Fury Warrior. And we're going to get this going. Get some mage food here. Still have a health stone from Mythic Plus I did earlier. And let's go ahead and look at the talents I'm taking. Actually, I need to change a couple. Good thing I looked at them, right? So we're going War Machine, Stormbolt, Sudden Death, Bounding Stride, Carnage, Blade Storm, and Siegebreaker. And then for PvP talents, Gladiator's Medallion, Barbarian, Death Sentence, and we'll switch this one out. I like Disarm, but I think we are going to go with... let's go with Slaughterhouse for this one. Switch this one out a lot. There's a lot of talents that I like, and yeah, lots of good ones to go with in BGs particularly. Alright, let's see what healers we've gotten here. Resto Druid, Holy Priest, and a Resto Shaman. Those will be our friends. Alright. Even updated the map. That's super cool. Got the snowy landscape in here. Alright, here we go. Go up to Lumber Mill with several of these people. This is a real fog of war effect going on. Alright. Let's see how many we've got up here. There's the Death and Decay. Alright, let's get on this Druid. Let's just drop a fear. Switch to the Shaman. Not that Shaman. Fences here. I was behind him. How did he get that off? I'm gonna forget it. Wow, they brought a lot of people up here. Hexed again. Well, we're gonna lose Lumber Mill. And we didn't get Blacksmith. That's a bummer. Alright, I am going to just try to keep them off the flag a little bit here. Alright. Not the best of starts. Edward, hello from Australia again. When does the expansion go live? So there's the global launch that I'm sure many of you guys have heard about. In my time zone, that's 3 o'clock. That's Pacific, well, Pacific Daylight Time, but Pacific Standard. I believe it's like at midnight GMT. So if you know your like GMT plus however many hours that'd be for Australia, should be able to figure that out. Not sure what I'm not exactly sure what that would be for Australia. I think it's sometime in the morning of the 14th. So it's coming up. It's coming up real quick. No, sorry, next week. Next Monday, well, Tuesday for you in Australia. Let's play Storm to get out of this. Yeah, 14th. 13th here in the US. 14th if you're on the other side of England, I suppose. Yeah, it's it's been a while since they announced it, so not as long as other expansions, thankfully. I think they got the timing actually really, really good for getting BFA ready and out the door. Nice. Some kills in here. Finish off this shaman, and then we should be able to wipe him. Yeah, we'll trinket that. Probably shouldn't let myself get pulled this far away. There we go. Got him. What server do I play on? I play on Windrunner US. It's like a medium-ish population server. Definitely not empty, but also not full. So I used to play on Mal'Ganis, but when I rerolled Alliance, I had to switch because Mal'Ganis is like 97% horde. Let's kill these healers. Let's go ahead and fear him. I'm gonna die here. Now we'll get right back in. We need another base though. Alright, let's go get Lumbermill. Yep, I play on Windrunner US, so any of you watching here on Windrunner, feel free to hit me up sometime. Warrior's name is the same as the channel, Thordrink. I think all but one of my characters on the server start with Thor. Alright, we'll just work on capping this. We'll get an execute on the rogue, and then we'll cap it. I don't even notice that. There's like a snowdrift flowing up half of the building here. Kill this guy. They brought their healers. Hey, what's up, Brian? How's it going, man? Glad you're able to make the stream tonight. We have some heals up here. Yeah, we got here. Got a healer. Just doing the PvP brawl tonight. It's the obviously the Blizzard Arathi Basin. It's pretty cool. Nice. Got the healer down. We just traded bases with them, which is unfortunate because we only had 2 to begin with. Yeah, the rogue's gonna get away. Well, we got some action down at farm. Are we losing stables too? Wow. Alright. Let's see. We'll go down and help stables. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? There goes the Demon Hunter up to Lumbermill. Let's get on the healer here. No, you're not gonna hex me, bro. Probably should have saved that Blade Storm. Horde all the way. Yeah. I like Horde, I do. But I like Alliance too, and lots of my friends play Alliance, so. Thinking of playing Demon Hunter or Warrior, but you don't know which to play. I like both. Obviously, I'm going with Warrior for BFA. A lot of reasons for that, but at the end of the day, there's some talent builds that I'm not too keen on with the Demon Hunter, and if those end up being the go-to talents, I would be pretty dissatisfied. Particularly, I think it's Demon Blades, the one that basically takes away your filler attack and turns it into your auto attacks. I really don't like the way that plays as a Demon Hunter. I think for a class like Warrior that's built around kind of passive rage generation for your resource, it works out fine as a playstyle. But for a class like Demon Hunter that's built to be like a lot faster paced, I just get frustrated and feel like I'm waiting around for resources. See, Devastator was okay because you still had stuff to do almost every GCD. I think Devastator was a lot more playable. Maybe not fun to play, but it was a lot more playable than Demon Blades is. But I generally don't like talents that take away an active ability, and if that ended up being the go-to talent, like, I would feel pressured to play it just personally, and I would be really frustrated by it. And then I don't like the whole momentum playstyle either, which is a huge part of the class, and at some point that's probably going to be the top DPS spec for Demon Hunters. And I just don't like giving up mobility for that extra bit of damage. If I'm going to pick a class that has really high mobility, I want to be able to take advantage of that mobility and not swap it for damage. Matthew makes sense playing Alliance at release in Classic, then played a Tauren Warrior after Second Servers came out and never looked back. Yeah. I actually played Alliance in Vanilla, and then my friends that were playing switched to Horde in Burning, well, like in Vanilla. So from that point all the way to Legion, I played Horde. So played Horde for most of my WoW career, actually. But these days, we're all about the Alliance. That was a lot of people that joined us there. I can play in Skull Splitter and Dragon's Roar. Yeah, I really like those talents. There's not anything in either Arms or Fury's talent tree that I don't enjoy playing right now. I mean, even Siegebreaker, I don't mind. So it's cool. I mean, if there's a class that, like, you know, any choice that you make and everything that you do you enjoy, that makes it a pretty easy choice for a main, in my opinion. What's up? Hi. And we're gonna lose this one. Let's see if we can go find some action. Some people pushing farm. We'll head down there. Oh yeah, for Fury, that's a Siegebreaker. Skull Splitter is the first. It's like I think the right talent on the first tier for Arms. They're similar talents. Skull Splitter doesn't give you a damage window, but it gives you a good chunk of damage and then rage on generation. Edward, have I met any women playing WoW? Well, I'm married, so that's not what I play WoW for. There are some ladies in my guild. I think most of them are married too, but no. That's not what I'm going for. I tend to assume everyone that I run into on the internet is male, unless, like, it's obvious that that's not the case. I don't know. I had a long-distance relationship once, a long time ago, and it really didn't work out, so I don't think I would ever do that. Plus, I'm already taken. And I love my wife. Wouldn't trade her for the world. Play Siegebreaker and Dragon's Roar. That's a good combo. I like Bladestorm better for Battlegrounds. Having that 6 seconds, well, it's less than that for Fury. It's like 4.5 seconds reduced by haste. But just having that CC immunity is huge. Absolutely huge. These guys are super coordinated. Did they ninja buff Arms Mastery? Deep Wind Siltip looks like it does more having less mastery. I don't know. They may have. I know they've made a bunch of hotfix changes. I feel like that would have been documented, but maybe it didn't. It could have been like maybe there was a bug or something that they fixed where it was not dealing as much as it should have. I don't know. Are we gonna res before this one ends? Probably not. By the way, thank you guys all for joining us and for hopping in the chat. We're gonna keep going. Hey, got an honor level. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep streaming. But I did want to throw out a thank you because we've had a lot of action already, and that's always cool. Let's switch to arms and see what my mastery looks like. I don't remember. I guess we go back and check the guide that I made. My gear is pretty much the same for arms. I have 36% mastery. I have no idea if that's more or less than I had before. Queue up for the brawl. Alright, let's see here. Play 2-1, 2-2, 1-2-3 for Fury. That sounds like what I play too, for the most part. Switch back to check the talents. Actually, this is what I've been playing for the most part. I really like War Machine for BGs especially. You get that proc all the time. All the time. And then Stormbolt for the stun. Other than that, I think we're mostly the same there. I have 2 talents here because of the legendary ring that I'm using. Yeah, mostly the same. Alright. Oh, talking PvE? Yeah, PvE is a little bit different. I think Deep Wounds is buffed, but not the Mastery contribution. That could be. I know Mastery went from like the best stat you wanted on every piece of gear for arms to the worst stat, which is maybe not uncommon in a pre-patch, but definitely unfortunate. Alright, let's see if anyone else wants in here. We'll go armor in this next one. I know there's not a direct correlation, but I feel like I win more BGs as arms in the pre-patch. I've got some action here. You have almost 80% mastery. Is that for arms or for Fury? I have 502 in the stat, which I think is my highest stat by a good margin. I don't know how much I have as Fury. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and queue up here. And we'll have a little window to invite anyone else who wants to come. When you're arms. That seems like a lot. You mained arms in Legion. Yeah, Mastery was definitely what you wanted in Legion for that Colossus Smash damage and the window damage. Alright, sweet. We got more people coming in. Fury, 55% mastery. Not bad. You have such high uptime on Rage, that's actually pretty good. Alright, we're gonna go arms for this one though. I'll stop swapping talents. Big welcome to everyone who's joining us, and a big thank you for making us a part of your evening, part of your day. What does my deep wounds look like? It is 36%. Or 44.5%. Master's at 36%. That's weird, because it says 36% here, but then it says 28%. I guess there's a baseline amount of mastery, right? I don't know, maybe they are tweaking the numbers around. We can open up the spellbook and take a look. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe they did mess around with the numbers behind the scenes. That would explain the strange tooltip behavior. Alright, so these are the talents that I'm running for arms for Battlegrounds. War Machine, same as Fury. You get that buff all the time. Any enemy that's like within range of being an honorable kill counts for this buff, so you get it all the time. Stormbolts for the stun, really like having that. Massacre for execute, because arms execute is really strong. Deadly Calm kind of plays in with that, so you pop Deadly Calm and then you can pop as many executes as you want on targets below 35% health. Very strong for securing kills. And Death Sentence goes along with that as well, because you get a 15-yard range on your execute. In the middle, we've got Bounding Stride and Warbreaker. One thing I've noted before, and you will probably see it at some point tonight, you have to be really careful when you're running Warbreaker, because you can end up wasting your Colossus Smash buff if someone runs away right when you're about to use it, because you just basically use it in a AoE there, and you can actually miss your targets. And no amount of hit rating will help you with that. We've got Dreadnought for 2 charges and Overpower, and then Sharpened Blade, Death Sentence already mentioned. I like Storm of Destruction for Battlegrounds. Getting that AoE Mortal Wounds debuff is really strong, and then more frequent access to Blade Storm is really strong for the CC immunity as well. And then Gladiator's Medallion, of course. So that's what we're doing, and we are here in the Arathi Blizzard. Let's see what kind of healers they've got. Resto Druid. Resto Druid. Alright, 2 Resto Druids. So we'll be chopping down the trees. Perhaps against my better judgment, we'll go Lumber Mill again. Big welcome to everyone who's joining us. If you're new to the stream, welcome. Happy to have you here. Happy to see you here. We do a couple of streams a week. We do a couple of videos a week. We get jumped by rogues just about every week. Alright, we got both our druids here. Let's fear them. Alright. And we'll die. We'll just die. What do I think is the strongest healer? I think Disc Priest is pretty strong. I've actually been leveling a priest off stream. I don't know how interesting leveling content is, but maybe I'll do some on stream if people are really into that. And been leveling his disc. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. Disc did get a nerf recently though, so I don't know how much that's impacting it. I think most of the damaging abilities that Disc has got nerfed. And then oh, really, Mage? Mistweavers are not as strong as they were in Legion, I think. At least in Battlegrounds. They're generally easier to stick on. Resto Druids are frustrating, as always. They're very slippery. Blinded by the rogue. Alright, let's trinket that. Let's spot Deadly Calm. That was a poor choice. healed up right when I popped that. And a sick UI. Nice, man. I like my UI. I like the setup I have. Wow, I was not even paying attention to my health there. Seems like they have a lot of rogues. They actually have a lot of rogues, or do it just seem like it? Well, I've got 3. That's kind of a lot. Alright, let's go back down to... farm's not looking too good, actually. I do not have these bound for arms. There we go. Let's see how blacksmith's going. Fear off and get frozen. Well, if you're gonna break your own trap immediately, I'm okay with that. Oh man. Oh man. That's a lot of damage. Looks like a bunch of our team went there too. We're doing okay on the scoreboard, just not on the actual score. Still close. We can still pull this one off. So the lake is frozen here, right? For the most part. Interesting. Is there actually enough ice connecting that you can jump? Almost. That's cool. Ooh, their whole team is here. Let's go somewhere else. Let's join these guys. Let's go take gold mine. Once again, a big thank you to everyone who is joining us on the stream tonight. Happy to see you all here. Happy to see a bunch of people in chat already. If you have any questions, feel free to pop in and ask them. Apparently, I had that water elemental targeted. That was a clutch stun. Nice. Got the mine. Showed that priest. Sweet, there's a heal up here. Oh, there's a hunter up here. I'm gonna die to this hunter. Smart tab target is a really good add-on. I will have to check that out. It also helps to actually look at what your target is before you use a CC ability. Ooh, we lost Lumber Mill. I'll see if we can go help him out. Maybe not, we've only got 2 people up there. We'll see what we can do. Looks like there's 3 at Lumber Mill. Did we just lose the mine too? Wow. Let's blade storm these guys. Bloodstone. Not gonna matter. We're gonna die. We're all gonna die. We got reinforcements sitting there fighting on the road. No, heading up to Lumber Mill. Hopefully we can take it. Fog effect makes it really, really cool in this battleground. Really cool. Get it? Like, people that are, like, you'd think you'd still be able to see will suddenly disappear from your line of sight. Let's get Fear off. Blade Storm. Last charge of that Hellstone. And missile to the fly get heavy. Let's get on that, shall we? This hunter, man. Pesky hunter. Are we losing another base, or are we taking another base? We defended something. And we're done. Thank you everyone who's joining us tonight. Happy to see more and more people jumping in. Feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat, and we'll get to them when we have time. We have time right now, because we're dead. We're doing the weekly brawl tonight. Arathi Basin. I didn't notice this until just now, but you can actually see like full distance while you're dead. Doesn't help because you can't see enemy characters when you're dead. How do I find coming up against affliction locks these days manageable? It all depends on if I can actually get the jump on them. As a warrior, if I can get the jump on a warlock and stay on them, I feel like I kill them most of the time. But if they can attack me from far away and then avoid me with their mobility setup, which, you know, would be like portal and then gate, if they can do that effectively, then I've got no chance. So I feel like more often than not I'm able to get on warlocks before they get any of that going, but definitely not every time. Affliction is strong though, especially in a battleground setting where they can just sit back behind their team and do whatever they want. Let's play some of these guys. See if we can actually get this healer down. Nope, he's in bear form now. All my friends are down. Not looking so hot on this one. Still got a little bit of time to turn it around, but quickly running out of that time on that window. fact, I think we need a 4-cap at this point now. What add-on shows the healer icon? That is LVUI. So that's like the total UI inner like replacement that I use. And it is under... I believe it's under unit frames, general options. Of course we get attacked, so that goes away. Get out of here, man. Alright. Oh, we can bring it up now. Is it? I think it's target frame. No, it's not target frame. There's another good add-on for showing healers if you don't run LUI called HHTD. Healers have to die. I think, yeah, I've heard of that one before. Here it is. Yeah, so it's under nameplates, enemy player frames, healer icon. I believe that's checked by default, but I may be mistaken about that. Yeah, that gives you a nice clear healer icon whenever you're against a healer in a PvP situation. I don't know if there's the same thing for friendly healers. That would be helpful too, actually. No, there's not. Don't think it's checked by default. Yeah, it's been a long time since I set up LVUI. You don't run LVUIs, you can't be bothered setting it up. Rather have 40 other add-ons to chop and change when you need to. Yeah, I didn't run it for a long time. I think the first time I installed it was like near the middle end of Warlords. But once you get everything set up how you want it, and that, I mean, that could just be finding a profile of someone that you like as like a base to start with, and then tweaking things. I love it. It's just so much cleaner than the default interface, and the fact that it's like just one package is really, really helpful to me. So I don't have to worry about opening up a whole bunch of different... Alright, well, that one's gone. That one's done. Don't have to worry about opening up a whole bunch of different add-ons. You just replace one add-on when you need to update it instead of dozens, but that's that. Alright, let's get another one going. Anyone else for Brawl? Use a UI called KK Thinks. I have not heard of that one. Has 20 add-ons baked into it. Nice. It would be nice if LUI was on Curse, but it's not. Yeah, I love Grid. I've been using Grid since, at least since Wrath. What else am I streaming on? So I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Lord Pug, you love me. Thank you, man. You have the Took UI client? I didn't know they had a client. That would be worth looking into. Yeah, I just update my add-ons manually for the most part. I only run like 4 or 5, so it's just something I do every patch day. Go over to Twitch and throw me a like. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, Edward. I thought I did QS already. There we go. Allows you just update whenever with one button. That's nice. It is nice. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of old school in that way. I like being able to just like know exactly what pieces of software I'm putting on my computer. I remember in Wrath there was an update to Recount that actually included a virus in it because the person who was writing the add-on, like their computer got infected. So I don't think anything like that has happened in a very long time, but I like knowing, what add-on I'm updating, what software I'm putting on my computer. Can I PM you my LVUI string on Discord? Sure. I have a video with that linked, but I can pull it up and just send it to you on Discord too. Let me see if I can find it. Kevlovsky, I'm assuming that's you, Edward. Thank you for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I can pull it up real quick here. In fact, I can just link it in the Twitch chat. And there it is. No problem. Happy to help. Alright, I think I'm going to go back to Fury for this one. I like Fury and Arms a lot. I like both specs. I can't pick one. It'll be a lot easier to play both in early BFA than it was in early Legion, which will be nice. Hello from Australia again. Nice. Thanks for joining on Twitch. I really appreciate it. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Sorry if I butchered that. I am, as you can probably tell, not Australian. Let's get our pinning out. This guy's got his. Alright. We're going to play Fury in this BG. We're doing the Brawl. So I'll bring my talents up. I talked about them earlier. I think a lot of you guys were already in the stream, so we'll just show them. If you have any questions about them, feel free to ask. I am going to switch out of Slaughterhouse. And I think I'm going to run Spell Reflect this time. For this talent in particular, I like almost every option in different scenarios. Spell Reflect and Disarm would be go-tos for Arena, depending on if you're against Spell or Melee DPS. Generally, if you have a couple of pocket healers, Death Wish is really strong and is really fun to play. It gets annoying if you're traveling from node to node because you have to stop every 10 seconds, or every, 13 seconds to apply it and then remount, but the 50% damage makes it really fun. Enduring Rage, this is not as strong as it was in Legion, but it's okay. Usually I'll go for either Slaughterhouse or Thirst for Battle, but I think we're going to run Spell Reflect this time. There were a few times earlier where I would have wanted to have it and didn't, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, bless you, Mage. Whichever one of you mages gave us Time Warp there. You're the real hero. Can't stream on 720. Yeah. I've heard from several people that internet in Australia can be iffy. Yeah, there's their team. They only bring 2 people? Let's get on this mage. Let's get on this hunter. Ah, that feels nice. Actually doing some good for once. Well, they got gold mine, so let's see if we can push farm. Run over and see if I can ninja cap this. Nope. Do I have any Horde? I do have a Horde Paladin, actually. Yeah, my Paladin, who actually just hit 110 on, like, last week, I think? Like, middle of last week, is still Horde. He's been a Blood Elf since... well, since Paladins were a thing on Horde. Your internet's good, you can get good ping, you just can't download or stream very well. It's ADSL 2+, but more speeds of ADSL 1, which would be 500k download. Yeah, that's on the slower side. We'll eat this stun. Definitely have a choice. Oh, fear. And we'll take this Healy buff before you do, Mr. Demon Hunter. If 500k down feels bad. I think my internet is like, it's not great by any means. It's DSL, but we have like 50, it's like 45 or 50 down and like 10 up, which is more than enough for streaming at 720. Alright, well, let's see what's going on here. Looks like we overextended ourselves, and they snuck in a lumber mill cap. So we'll go see if we can take it back. Hopefully I'm not going in completely alone. There's a mage up top here. There's a rogue around here too. Rogue's getting combat. So the rogue can't stab again. Stun you, Mr. Rogue. Blade Storm. What do I like more, Skada or Details, and why? I like Details more. I've tried Skada several times, and just, I don't know. I don't really have a good reason for not liking it, but I didn't like it. Details I like. I used Recount like forever, and the only reason I stopped using Recount is because it looked like it wasn't getting updated anymore, and I was running into a couple of bugs with it. Like on my Warrior, I couldn't reset the damage anymore. Like every time I clicked it, it would say like it reset, but then it didn't actually reset, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and there wasn't a new version to download, so I was kind of out of luck on that. So knowing that I didn't like Skada, I decided to try Details, and I liked it. It's got some cool features, like you can split the meter, so you can show two different things at once, which is really nice to have. And it's just, I don't know, it's nice and clean. Does exactly what I want it to. Has lots of things to track. You can track, like, look at all those things. Shocking, they have a thing in Australia called NBN, National Broadband Network, which they're in the process of changing every house, but it's taking like 6 years. I mean, it's nice to have something like that, though, right? That's probably something that's never going to happen nationwide in America. Yeah, 50 states that are relatively independent, and then, you know, federal government that's already spending way more money than it can actually... Well, you know, let's not get into politics. But suffice it to say, that kind of thing is probably never going to happen in the U.S. It would be cool if it did. I'd be willing to pay my fair share in taxes for nationwide broadband. Love Details for the BG sync. Yeah. There's a lot of things about Details that I like. That's one of them. I've never actually tried this, but I think you can set custom names for people too. We had a good last Prime Minister, but the new one came and changed it. I know very, very little about Australian politics. What add-ons do I run? So, LVUI, obviously, and then Grid for my healer bars, or health bars. Been running Grid for a long time. I like it. It's got a lot of different options that are good. I run weak auras, so I can bring that up real quick. These are my Fury weak auras. I've got weak auras for a bunch of other specs as well. Details, obviously, we were just talking about, and then the only other big one that I run is Deadly Boss mods. For obvious reasons. I raid. I raid and I do Mythic Plus. DBM is important. Whereabouts am I from? I am from the Los Angeles area, Southern California. It looks like we lost farm. Let's see if we can go get blacksmith. I'm gonna jump down. Maybe not the best idea to abandon it, but hey, there's someone about to res there. They can take over. Do I use add-on skins for LVUI? Not really. My setup is like pretty close to the basic setup, I think. Obviously, there's some things moved around. Alright, we got blacksmith. Let's back up to lumber mill, which I abandoned. I think I do have a couple of plugins for LVUI, but I'm not sure which ones those are. It's been a long time. Grid or Grid 2? I think just Grid 1. Pretty sure Weak Auras 2 is the only, like, I guess fork of an add-on that I use. I'll pull up my interface folder off screen while we're just sitting in the base here, since we are talking about add-ons. So yeah, got DBMs, details, LVUI, no plugins, Grid, not Grid 2, and then Weak Auras 2. Sounds like they're pushing blacksmith from the chat, but I can't see that. Yeah, no problem, man. Alright, we got a friend coming in here. I can take out this demon hunter. Got a couple of friends. Looks like we're gonna win this one. Knock on wood. Let's see, should we try to push farm? Let's see if we can sneak around. Don't use anything for role questing? Nah. I used Role Quest Helper for like a day and decided I didn't really like the gameplay implications. I know it simplifies things. I know a lot of people appreciated it, but yeah. I feel weird, like, just, you know, running around and getting rewarded for content without, like, actually doing anything, really. I don't judge anyone who likes having the convenience of that, but I like going out and actually doing questing and stuff. Ooh, we look like we got a rogue around here. Let's see if we can pull him out of stealth. for help with blacksmith. I got plenty of people there. They're just telling people to get on the flag. Alright. I'm assuming this rogue went away. They said there's a rogue at stables, so that would probably be the guy that was up here. Go take a look at stables, make sure they're okay. Let's see. Insulin and Zinhuo. One of them just died. Yeah, they might need help. Got a narrow lead, so hopefully Lumber Mill doesn't get hit. And it did get hit. Mount up as soon as we can. And head back up. Ooh. Suddenly our whole team is at Lumber Mill. Guessing it's clear. Looks pretty clear to me. Looks like there's some coming blacksmith. Let's try to get where the action is. Ooh, a healer. I haven't seen a healer LBG. No path available. Come on. Alright, let's see what's going on at stables. Get that right back. Slash high 5. Alright, looks like we're gonna win this one. Call him Lumber Mill, but we've got like 35 resources to win. So everyone's super geared now? That's a good question. I'm okay geared personally. I think I'm mostly like higher Mythic Plus or normal raid gear. I'm using the cloak from LFR just because that's what I need for my 4-piece. But I do have like a 235 cloak sitting in my inventory, 225 from Heroic, so. I think my warrior is 229. My demon hunter and rogue are better geared than my warrior, and I think my druid is about the same. And then other than that, all the rest are just alts that are lower geared.
Farewell.
Alright guys, thanks for joining on the stream tonight. I think that's going to do it for the stream. I got some work to do on a video for tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, thanks for joining, Edward. Happy to see you tonight. This morning, I guess, where you are. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.